All right, everybody, how y'all doing? And welcome back to Let's Talk Sports with me, Ron, your host. And I am finna go over some great matchups in WWE. NBA is in the semifinals going towards the WNBA World Women's Basketball Championship title. And Miami win their first game last night. All right, let's go ahead and get things started off. All right, everybody. Now we got WWE. Yes, the women's are on fire. I'm gonna go ahead and start it off first with the matchup that the three women's matchup: Tiffany, Naya, and Jade. Now we all know that Jade Cargill will be sitting out because of the gash that Naya gave her. I mean, it was a big gash. She got it stitched up, so she'll be out for a couple of matches. But that was a battle. Tiffany won it, and then she get to face Stephanie Baker of the women's Crown Jewel Championship. Yes. Tiffany and Stephanie Baker will be going at it. Tiffy time and Stephanie. I can't wait to see that. Elsewhere in WWE, Bailey versus Rodriguez, Raquel Rodriguez, and Bailey won. And as well, she beat Roxanne Perez as well. Of course, nobody can't mess with Raquel Rodriguez but Bailey and Nia Jax. Yes, Nia. And that woman, Raquel Rodriguez, is a beast, and no one can stop her. Now, Io Sky is frustrated with Asuka as well as Kyrie Sane because Asuka had poisoned Io Sky, and she is furious now because she used to be a part of the Kabuki Warriors. Now they turned her back on her. So now she's mad at both of them, and there's nothing that could be done. But if you miss all the segments of this week. It'll be in the description below. Just click on it, watch it, and y'all be surprised at what I saw in WWE. Moving elsewhere into the WNBA. Scores and highlights. And I'm telling you right now, the semifinals is heating up, and you cannot go wrong with that. The semifinals is heating up. And right now, to go ahead and kick things off, um, the Mercury and Lennox, the series is tied apiece. So Mercury defeated Lennox 89-83, and these are some close very matchups. Top performers in that game is Thomas from Phoenix had 19 points, 8 rebounds, 13 assists. C. Williams had 20.7 rebounds, 9 assists, but it just was not enough as the Mercury Phoenix. Yes, Phoenix Mercury was just dominating Minnesota, and it just too much, too much. And the Fevers got their butt spanked by the Aces, 90-68. It was just too much Aces. And right now, Indiana Fever just don't know what was thrown at them. I mean, because Aja Wilson, the beast. Yes, she is a warrior, and no one cannot stop her. As they defeated the feed was 90-68. Top performers of the game was Sims of Indiana, had 18.7 assists. But just like I said, Aja Williams is the real deal for the Las Vegas Aces. She had 25 points, 9 rebounds, 5 steals. On to Friday, the Aces again defeated the Fevers 84-72. As Young of Las Vegas had 25 points, and Hull of Indiana had 16 points, 10 rebounds. Like I said, it was just not enough, as Las Vegas Aces were just dominating the game from beginning to end. Elsewhere in the league, Mercury defeated Lennox, and the series is now Phoenix lead the series 2-1. I mean, right now it was just too much. Phoenix Mercury's all over Minnesota Lynx. And I don't know that they did not came up with an answer in that ball game because A. Thomas of Phoenix had 21 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. And of course, Collier of Minnesota had 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 blocks. But it just was not enough as they fell short by 12 points. 12 points. They was killing it. And this is why Phoenix lead the WNBA semifinals 2-1. Wow. 2-1. And September 28th. As the Fever dominated. What? They finally woke up. They said, hey, we cannot come home. And again, if they don't find an answer for Aja Wilson, it's over. I mean, right now the series is tied 2-2, but if they don't find an answer for Aja Wilson, it is over. Even though they beat them by 7 points, 90-83. But Aja Wilson is a warrior. Man, I mean by a warrior, she is the real deal. Just like Stephen A. said, this woman here is the real deal. And with 31 points, this is Aja Wilson with 31 points, 9 rebounds, 4 steals. I mean, she'd be averaging in the season 28 points or better, 10 rebounds or better, or 4 to 8 steals better. This woman is a beast. But for some reason, the people found their answer. If they keep it up, then they might have the edge over Las Vegas Aces. But if they don't, it's over. Las Vegas for them wrap this up. So right now, Indiana, y'all better wake up because Aja Wilson and her crew, they say y'all got this victory over us, but you ain't getting no more. So top performers of the game, just like I said, Aja Wilson had 31 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 steals. And Boston up Indiana had 24 points and 14 rebounds. Elsewhere in the semifinals, Phoenix again beat Minnesota Lynx 86-81. Phoenix Mercury came out strong, and the Phoenix are holding the series 3-1. One more win, it is a wrap. And right now, Minnesota just cannot figure out the Mercury as they just can't figure out. Right now, your top performers of that game, Minnesota, McBride had 31 points and 8. Thomas Upfield had 23 points, 8 rebounds, 10 assists, but it was just not enough as Minnesota fell short to the Phoenix Mercury, 86-81. Now, my favorite, my favorite, my Miami Dolphins. Yes, the Miami Dolphins played Monday night and they won, beating the Jets 27-21. They finally got their victory. But the sad thing is that we had to lose a top strong player with Tyreek Hill, who had sprained his knee. Now, I will be giving y'all the latest updates on Tyreek Hill knee and how long he will be out. But most likely, everybody ruled him out for the year because he had twisted his knee on a tackle that, on the sideline tackle, where he put his knee in the awkward position and the defender of the New York Jets came down on it wrong and twisted Tyreek Hill knee up so badly. I mean, twisted it so badly. So I will be coming up with y'all with updates Wednesday or Thursday, the latest on Tyreek Hill injury, and most likely they say he might be out for the year, but because of that, it was twisted real bad, and they had to wrap it up. So to keep it from moving it, but it is what it is. I wish Tyreek speedy recovery, but most likely he will be out for the remaining of the season. But I will give y'all the latest updates on his injury Wednesday or Thursday when I hear more about it. In the league right now, just like I said, the Dolphins finally got their first win of the game, and everybody are on the cylinders. Just like Jalen Phillips has said, the linebacker, he said, when everybody know their assignments and everybody working together to come up with the victory, then you don't have to worry about, okay, well, why you not covering this and why you not covering that, and that's pretty much it. Why you missing your assignments? So everybody working together now. In an article by Devon Achane, he says since Tyreek is out, and he hated to see that the one of the top highly motivated players on the team who go ahead on and give them that motivation to go out there and just play. You know, say we know what we're here for. We know we're getting paid big bucks for. Let's just make this happen. So now, who's next to step up? And right now, I'm gonna say Tua did pretty good with competing 17 to 25 for 177 yards. It's just not that much of it, but he did have two TDs. So I mean, that's not the tour we know because the tour I know last year had was putting up big numbers, 200 and something plus yards with 3 to 5 touchdowns. But now they trying to get things together with the offense. And Jalen Waddle, he wasn't 100%. Jalen Waddle was like 75% as he muscled in 3 receptions for 48 yards. Darren Waller, number 83 had 3 receptions for 27 yards. So like I said, Tyreek Hill had 6 receptions with 67 yards, but had to come out the game due to a knee injury. So that's really hurt it. But the whole offense, the receiving core offense, had put up 17 receptions for 177 yards and 2 touchdowns. So basically, looked like Dan Waller, number 83, might be the go-to guy for Tua and Waddle because Waddle wasn't 100%. So and Waddle really need to step it up. I mean, you got to step it up because right now you're doing this nonsense you did last year. Oh, little injuries, little pretty boy. So you got to really step it up because right now you're gonna get a lot of passes coming your way on Waddle. And are you ready for it? Right now, you got Malik Washington. He'll be a big target as well on that offense as well too. So basically, the whole entire receiving core have to step it up. The rushing game was pretty good. They had 31 carries for 123 yards. Just like I said, between Kane and Mostert, who left the team to the Raiders, they put up about the same numbers but with more yardage, almost 200 something yards. So basically, the offensive line did not really gel together. So what is going to do? Because right now it's looking pretty good for the Dolphins, but right now it's just not all of that for the Dolphins yet because it's just not there. Just like I said, Tua had 177 yards passing. That's not the Tua we know because Tua we know trusted his offensive line. They gave him enough time to sling that ball down the field to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Now Tua is running for his dear life. And we saw it in the New England game. We saw it in the Patriots game. The Patriots. We also saw it in the Buffalo game. The offensive line is just not there yet. But the offensive line needs to get it together, big time. Team stats. It was all total yards was basically New York Jets because I already know what Justin Fields was going to do. No one can stop Big Daddy. No one. Um, New York and total yards had 404 yards to the Dolphins 300 yards. Turnovers, they forced a lot of turnovers. They forced the Jets into 3 turnovers. Miami finally played mistake-free football. Finally, Jets had 23 first downs because we all know what Justin Fields could do, big time. Justin Fields is a beast, and he could run the ball, he could pass the ball. But the thing is, with the Jets, if they gave him more time, he would have been hurting the Dolphins' secondary defense. The safeties and the corners are not there. This is why the safeties and the corners are blows up a lot of key assignments. The pass rush is not there. They gelled together yesterday, but it's just not there. Penalties were really hurting the Jets with 13 penalties for 101 yards. Dolphins again had 6 penalties for 40 yards, but if they played mistake-free football, there have been 0 penalties for no yards. Third down conversions for 12, so 8 attempts was incompleted, and all that they just couldn't convert. But other than that, time of possession went the Dolphins' way, 30 minutes and 48 seconds to the Jets, 29 minutes and 12 seconds. But it is what it is. Now, the next up for the Dolphins. Next up for the Dolphins are in week 5. Let me go ahead and get that to you right quickly. Week 5, the Dolphins play Carolina. Yes, the Dolphins play Carolina, and it is in their backyard. So, can they go ahead and build off this momentum and go to 2-3. Now the Dolphins can do it. They just got to believe in themselves, work together as a team, and cut the nonsense out. So, with all that said, I will see y'all in episode 28 as the Dolphins face off to the Panthers, and of course, our Miami Hurricanes play Florida State this Saturday. Florida State did lose. So, can the Miami Hurricanes defense shut down Florida State offense? So, we can't wait to see. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you next week. Peace.